What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for the Manchester City Fulham match analysis. The 3-0 home victory for us, Manchester City. So I'm going to analyse everything that happened in the game and steps forward. So if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up if you are, and also don't forget to subscribe and put your push notifications on. So we're going to crack on with the video, and we're going to start off first up with the talking points. Now, I was impressed with the side. I thought that the team selection that Pep Guardiola had put out there was a decent side. Had gone with the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-3, however you want to look at it, which is what we saw a lot of last season. It reminded me a lot of last season. No Benjamin Mendy, so it allowed us to get the best out of Leroy Sané, in my opinion. We had Fabian Delph starting, who tends to be a little bit more conservative than what Benjamin Mendy is when going forward. So it allowed a lot of freedom there for Sterling when he was out on the left, and also for Sané when he was out on the left. Good work through the middle, overall, good side. Nice to see Kun Aguero starting up front too, hopefully he's okay. And it was also nice seeing pretty much what it was like last season, in my opinion. Could I be a little bit critical on not being clinical enough in this game? We'll get on with that to start off with. But we're going to start off first with the game starting. It was a lovely touch by Manchester City before the game to put out them two lovely elderly ladies of 98 and 102 years young. Lovely touch by Manchester City. Heartwarming, really heartwarming. It got you in the mood for a good quality game of football to start the day off. And yeah, nice to be a 3 o'clock kickoff. Match not on television over here in the United Kingdom. So yeah, proper 3 o'clock. Proper football, in my opinion. Fulham, they started the game passing well, not really giving Man City much of a sniff. Then all of a sudden they were playing out at the back. Their player got dispossessed by Fernandinho. Straight run on Man City's left, squares it across. Leroy Sané is there to tap it in with his right foot. Great confidence boost on 2 minutes and Man City go 1-0 ahead. I'll have that every day of the week. And to be honest, it could have been more. Raheem Sterling, he was fed a ball from Bernardo Silva, put him one-on-one. I think the goalkeeper's called Belotti. Great save, because Sterling went to just poke it under his legs, managed to close his legs in time, get his calf muscle or around his thigh muscle, somewhere around there, onto the ball, managed to ping up the ball into the air and put it onto the crossbar and then went away. Unlucky from Raheem Sterling there. David Silva, though, did punish, ended up making it 2-0 soon after. I think it was a set piece. It was a scramble in the box. David Silva thought, you know what, I'll score. He ended up coming in, ended up hitting kind of like this area of his body, ended up hitting there. There was cries for handball. Bernardo Silva pokes it onto the crossbar. And this time it ends up going in for his 50th Manchester City goal. Well done to David Silva on that. Fantastic. It's been a fantastic servant for Manchester City, hasn't he? More talking points from the first half. Schürrle, he hit a very sweet shot. Well saved by Edison. Straight at him, really, so he managed to just tip it over the bar. Fulham didn't really have enough quality to be able to deal with Manchester City. They didn't really have the legs in the middle. They didn't really have the belief there. They didn't really have anything there. They were trying to play the right style of football. They were trying to play things out from the back. Caused problems for Man City. They just couldn't really make things work. Man City ended up making it all about quality, but when you concede after 2 minutes after making a mistake, you're going to struggle at the Etihad Stadium. You will. Now, just before half-time, we had a bit of controversy because Leroy Sané ended up hitting the crossbar and putting the ball into the back of the net, but apparently this was from a corner. It was ruled as offside. I'm not too sure if it was about Otamendi because he was offside and he weren't interfering with play, so I presume it's been Leroy Sané that's been ruled out for offside. I don't know what's happened there, but he wasn't offside and it should have been allowed. Now, my understanding was there was VAR in this game and it was being trialled, but I presume it's just there's VAR in the game, but they're not actually going to implement it like that. Which I find dead strange and dead weird why they haven't, but we've ended up being robbed of a goal. There we go. And into the second half, Manchester City ended up making it 3-0 soon after. Sergio Aguero, who had a quiet game, he ended up going for a header, winning the header, and then ended up going awkwardly, landing on, I think it was his right leg, seemed to be pulling up a bit, not moving moving gingerly, not moving as readily as what he normally does. He ended up going off soon after, but he made a nice run before he did, managed to get himself an assist, lovely squared across. Raheem Sterling's there to make it 3-0, and it ended up finishing 3-0. And like I said, Aguero goes off, hopefully he'll be okay. Jesus came on. Bernardo Silva ended up having a shot. They went for a corner. He was convinced of handball. Again, I'm asking, where's VAR? Now, I think it was Schürrle. He ended up slipping and his arm ended up just leaning out and like hitting him. It's not in an unnatural position. The referee's not giving a penalty in the first place, so it has to be a clear and obvious error for VAR to give that a penalty. I'm not too sure, in my opinion, if it was a penalty or not. Let me know what you thought of that one in the comments below. Just talking of Bernardo Silva, as good as the game he had in the middle, pulling strings from all over the place. He did that lovely assist for Raheem Sterling. Of course, you haven't seen it. Ended up taking the control right from above his head right to his feet and playing in a perfect ball for Raheem Sterling to then hit Belotti's leg and ended up going onto the crossbar earlier in the match, but he ended up missing an absolute sitter. Jesus managed to get a lovely control in, fed in Bernardo Silva. He's got a defender in front of him, the goalkeeper's all over the place. He ended up just smacking the ball with his left foot over the bar, and from around, I think it's 8 to 10 yards out. Disappointing for Bernardo Silva. He'd love to have got himself a goal. He had a very good game in this. But all in all, a 3-0 win. Could have been 4, could have been 5, could have been 6. But what I do know, we've got a clean sheet and we've got 3 points. That's all that matters. We've got a win. We're into 3rd. Liverpool are 2nd. Chelsea are 1st as it stands at this moment in time of me recording the video. We've got the match with Lyon coming up, obviously. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the stats for this game, obviously, because I like looking at stats. I presume it's going to be pretty self-explanatory, if I'm honest, for this game, because Man City were quite dominant in this one. So Man City, I'm expecting to dominate this attacking stats, and I'm expecting Fulham to dominate the defensive stats. Man City ended up having just under 65% possession. Kudos to Fulham having 35% possession. I've seen teams have 20-30% possession, so to end up having 35% possession, I'm sure they'll be happy with that, just over. City ended up having 28 shots compared with Fulham's 9, 3 on target for Fulham, 9 on target for Manchester City. So yeah, 9 shots on target, 3 goals. Not too bad in my opinion. 731 passes for Man City, a pass completion rate of 91%. That's decent. Fulham, decent pass completion rate, 80% of their 399, so nearly 400 passes. Like I said, they were passing side, they did very well. I've seen teams come in and not do anything. So Fulham trying to make things happen just weren't really working out for them. Man City ended up having 5 clear-cut chances. Like I said, 3 of them ended up going in. Man City ended up having 20 crosses compared with Fulham's 11. 6 of City's crosses connected, so that's 30% of the crosses connected, whereas Fulham, none of their 11 connected. So like I said, it looked a little bit disjointed, it looked a little bit like hopeful, and I think that's a good word to use. It looked a little bit hopeful. Now I'm expecting the defensive stats to be dominated. City ended up having more tackles than Fulham, which is surprisingly. Fulham ended up having 13 interceptions compared with Man City's 12. They had more blocks, more clearances, more headed clearances. Ended up having the same amount of aerial duels, which Man City won more of, 9 of 16, and Fulham ended up having 7 of 16, so City had more of them. Ended up having Fulham's goalkeeper making more saves, and then discipline in and around the same. But no red cards, no yellow cards, so a nice clean fair play game in my opinion. Like I said, I was expecting City to dominate them stats, and they have. So to conclude with this analysis, Bernardo Silva absolutely brilliant. He's my man of the match, pulling strings from the middle. David Silva looked a bit shaky first 10 minutes, got back into the rhythm of things, looked fine. Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling, it's nice to see them back on the wings again, settling in just like they were last season. It's nice to see Leroy Sané finally get a goal and settling in. Everyone remembers that Wolves cameo, but hopefully people can start to remember what Leroy Sané did with this. Made some brilliant dribbles, made things happen, and looked fairly decent. So did Raheem Sterling. So I feel like things are getting back on track with Fulham. They passed well, they played the right style of football, they just didn't have a lot of luck going forward. More quality needed in the attacking third, my conclusion for them with Man City. I'd like to see us be a little bit more clinical. We've got the big Champions League game on Wednesday, our first Champions League game against Lyon at the Etihad Stadium. So I'd love for Man City to be a little bit more clinical going into that game. They've got to be a little bit more careful as well going into that game, because Lyon are a very good side. Always want to pick up a win in the Champions League, particularly at home, particularly in your first game in the group stages. So Man City want to be picking up a win, so we need to be more clinical, make sure we're on the ball. Fair few of our players have had a rest in this game. Some players ended up going off and having a little bit more of a rest. So yeah, hopefully Sergio Aguero's okay, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of some of our players that haven't played in this game. So obviously more of John Stones, Benjamin Mendy, who had a slight knock, so he didn't play in this game. And also we might be seeing a couple more of the players too. So fingers crossed we'll be able to pick up 3 more points in the Champions League, and then we'll move on to next weekend with another 3 o'clock kickoff, proper football, with a match against Cardiff in Cardiff. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more Manchester City videos coming out over the next week or so, with previews, match analysis, news and transfer news as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to check out my social media links to my Twitter and my Instagram in the description below, along with my email. If you want to hit me up with any business enquiries or any sponsorships for any videos, don't forget to share my video. Also, it helps me grow, so that'd be fantastic if you could. And also, don't forget to check out my second channel, JSGC Gaming, along with my brother's partner channel, Mixing, doing mixology drinks. I'll leave the links to them up at the end of the video, along with my other videos. Go check them out. Like and subscribe over there. Like and subscribe over here. Go and check out my other videos, and I'll see you all again for the next Man City video, which will be tomorrow. That is a pinky promise. So I'll see you then. It's been JSGC. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day with 3 points. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Peace. Ciao for now.